Hello students. Today we'll be discussing about sixth question and we will also be discussing about seventh problem that will complete our secondary distribution and a repeated redistribution method. So today we will be discussing two questions. Now look at this question number 6 what they have given. They are given the firm has three production department A, B and C and two service department X and Y. So out of five departments which they have, A, B, C are production department and X and Y are service departments. Now again they have given the following details are available from the books of the firm. They are given certain expenses like depreciation, lighting, rent, indirect wages, power and others. And below again they have given the table. So this is table of basis of apportionment. So in order to allocate these expenses or to apportion these expenses for preparing primary distribution, we have to find out a suitable basis for all these expenses and we have to do the apportionment. Now in question wherever we have primary distribution which we have to primary distribution to be done, we should see in the table of basis of apportionment whether they have given direct wages. Now whenever they give direct wages, please remember whatever wages they have given, direct wages they have given for service departments, so same amount should be considered in primary distribution. Even though this direct wages is not given in the above expenses, you should consider this for primary distribution, and only that amount which is available for service department, same amount should be considered for primary distribution, and whatever amount they are given for production department, this should not be considered in primary distribution. So that is one thing. And in this question, if you look at this table again, they have given one more detail called as working hours. So whenever they give working hours, we have to find out hourly rate. How to find out at hourly rate, again I will tell. Now this is with regard to primary distribution. So they are given expenses, they are given direct wages. So along with all these expenses, we have to consider direct wages and find out and calculate the primary distribution. Then again they are given below table the expenses of service department X and Y has to be allocated as follows. That means for secondary distribution, we have to consider the following ratio for service department X. So whenever we are doing secondary distribution from service department X, we have to consider this ratio of 20, 30, 40, 10. So if you simplify, it will become 2 is to 3 is to 4 is to 1. Then again, similarly for service department Y, it will be 40, 20, 20, 20. That means if you simplify, the ratio will become 4 is to 2 is to 2 is to 2. Now this is about question. So once you have understood question, now let us go to solution part and understand how we have to solve this problem. Now again, as I told you in this problem, since they are given expenses and they are not directly given the total overheads as per primary distribution, we have to do the primary distribution and find out the total. Now again, first item of expenses is depreciation and basis of apportionment is value of machine. For lighting, it will be number of light points. If they don't give number of light points, it will be floor area or floor space. For rent, it will be again floor space. For indirect wages, the basis of apportionment will be direct wages. So for power, it will be horsepower of machine. For other expenses, it will be direct wages. And for direct wages, it will be actual amount. It will be actual amount. Now once you get this basis of apportionment, then again you simplify the ratio. That is your third step, what you have to do. Now based on this ratio, again you know what to do. All the expenses whatever they are given should be allocated to all the five departments based on this ratio. That means 4,000 has to be allocated in this ratio, 240 has to be allocated in this ratio, 2,000 has to be allocated in this ratio. Like that you have to allocate this total amounts available in total column based on this ratio to all the departments A, B, C, X and Y. So that will give you at the end the total as per primary distribution. So once you get this total as per primary distribution, same thing will be becoming our starting point for secondary distribution. So we have to start our secondary distribution by considering the total overheads as per primary distribution. Now again they have given for allocating service department X, the ratio will be 2 is to 3 is to 4 is to 1, and for department Y it will be 4 is to 2 is to 2 is to 2. So based on this ratio, we know how to do repeated redistribution and we will do the repeated redistribution. So after repeated redistribution is done, again we will get the total for production departments like this. For department A it will be 4,135. For department B it will be 3,926. Department C it will be 4,979. Again I told you in this question they are given number of working hours. So in the table of basis of apportionment, so that we have to find out hourly rate. Now how to find out this hourly rate? Once you are done with secondary distribution, you will get a total as per secondary distribution in the production department ABC. So below the total, you write down number of working hours. So this number of working hours 3,113, 2,049, 2,033. It is available in the table of basis of apportionment. Now again you have to find out hourly rate. So how to find out hourly rate? Simple. So you have to divide total overhead as per secondary distribution, that is 4,135 by this number of working hours. That will give you hourly rate for department A. Similarly, you have to do for department B. So department B total overhead after secondary distribution is 3926. That you divide by number of working hours for department B, which is 2014, you will get 1.95. Similarly, you have to do for department C, 4979 divided by 2033, you will get 2.45. So this is your hourly rate calculation. So this is the only thing which is extra in this question. Hope you have all understood this. Now again, moving on to next question. Next question is also similar. That is last question under repeated redistribution method. They are given expenses. Again, you have to select a suitable basis of apportionment, and once you get primary distribution totals, then again it becomes starting point for secondary distribution. Now in this question, please look here carefully. Now after doing the redistribution, after some point you will get 6 in the service department S1. That means next step you have to allocate this 6. Now whenever you are allocating cost from service department 1, what is the ratio? Ratio is 3 is to 2 is to 2 is to 1. Now since it reaches single digit, that means now we have overhead reaches single digit. So please remember, whenever your service department overhead reaches single digit, you should not consider the share in this ratio which belongs to service department. So that means here in the ratio of 3 is to 2 is to 2 is to 1, this 1 belongs to service department, right? So that 1 should be ignored. So your ratio will become 3 is to 2 is to 2, right? So it will become 3 is to 2 is to 2, and this 6 has to be allocated in this ratio of new ratio of 3 is to 2 is to 2 to all the department A, B, and C. So for department P1, it will be 6 into 3 divided by 7. So it will become 2.5. You make it a round figure, you take it as 3. Then again for department P2, it will be 6 into 2 divided by 7. It will become 1.7. So you make it as 2 here. That means out of 6, if you are given 5 here, so 3 plus 2, you have already allocated 5. That means remaining 1 will go to large production department, which is P3. So please remember, large production department should always get the least share, and the production department with the highest share, you should always get the highest share. So this is how we have to do the secondary distribution. So that is what they are asking in 7th problem. They have to first find out primary distribution totals, prepare primary distribution table, find out the totals, then again do the secondary distribution of overheads. So this completes your repeated redistribution method. In case if anyone has not understood this repeated redistribution method, please ask me. Thank you.